everyone, and welcome to our Connecticut Families special. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Sarah Cody. For the next hour, we are bringing you stories about incredible people, programs, and places right here in our great state. We begin with a remarkable young woman inspiring others with her painting.
Grab the purple paint up there, please.
The lavender?
Yep, lavender.
When Gabby Murillo has all of her supplies,
One of these?
Yep, the big one.
she places a paintbrush in her mouth.
I was like a little iffy at first until I actually did. I was like, okay, I could do this. It's something I could do.
Adding color to canvas with patience and precision.
Gives me joy, makes me feel accomplished. I can actually do something.
In June of 2019, Gabby was living a dream.
She told me when she got accepted to that Disney program, that was the happiest day of her life.
Training in Florida for a future career. But 3 weeks in, she was rear-ended in a car accident and paralyzed from the neck down.
It was just a terrible nightmare.
Amanda Murillo rushed to her daughter's side and didn't return to Connecticut until Thanksgiving. Both Amanda and Gabby had to adjust to their new reality.
It was very frustrating in the beginning too because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to drive a wheelchair. I didn't know how to even think of what the future would hold.
The 27-year-old is now bonded to her service dog, Bravo, who provides love and help.
Yes, good boy.
She worked with an occupational therapist and an art teacher from West Haven to practice her skill.
Oh, her painting, it's amazing. It takes her mind off of things and puts her in another realm.
I just like butterflies, and if you look at the spinal cord, it kind of like the shape as a butterfly.
Gabby sells her paintings and custom Christmas ornaments online and at craft fairs. It's not the life she expected, but it's the life she has. And she's forged a new path, one that's meaningful and beautiful.
I'd say I'm still the same person, but also more appreciate life.
She always smiled through this whole thing. And she's still...
Amazing woman, and now there is a movie about Gabby's experience. It was crafted by local filmmakers, and it premiered at West Haven High School over the summer. And now to another inspiring young woman and the dream she got to live out in New York City.
Would you like anything else?
The sense of love and acceptance at Avon Eatery Beans & Company, employing those of all abilities, is well known. But recently, the owner's daughter, and inspiration for Beans, Megan, a young woman with Down syndrome, had a dream come true.
During COVID, I really wanted to start exercising at home.
So the Morrisons became a Peloton family. Megan followed the workout on a treadmill. She became a big fan of instructor Maddie Giacomo. When friend Crystal Byrne was headed to Peloton's headquarters in New York City, she brought along a present from Megan.
I said, oh, I've got a great idea. Let's send him an Everyone Belongs t-shirt. And so we did. We put him in a bag. Megan wrote his personalized note.
That gesture prompted a sweet video back.
Hi, Megan.
From Maddie.
Kiss.
Just seeing her see him do that for her was so great. She was so excited.
That exchange led to a bigger surprise for the 26-year-old, an April trip to the Big Apple.
We're walking, we're looking at the entrance, and all of a sudden, there he is. And it was like magic. They hugged forever.
She's so funny. She's so smart. She has an amazing sense of humor. And we have this really special relationship now. So I'm honored to be called her friend.
The workout group used hashtag #EveryoneBelongs as an homage to Beans & Company. Over the years, mom Kim Morrison has worried about her daughter's chance to experience fitness and community.
Meg, it's so nice to have you here.
But this day had it all.
It just makes me so proud of her.
It was just pure joy.
Megan has had a trach since she was 4 months old, but manages to communicate effectively through a mix of sign language and charisma. She's an awesome woman with an awesome mom.
Thank you. Oh, my goodness.
Who is still smiling about her awesome day.
It was good. So happy. It was so good. It was really just one of my top 5 favorite days ever. It's hard to explain, but it was so awesome.
Good people and a dose of magic. I love that story. And speaking of love, this next story is all about love, sisterhood, and generosity. Meet a Niantic nurse who recently gave her best friend the ultimate gift. She carried her baby for her.
I'm just in awe that she's here. It doesn't feel real. Like I feel like I'm going to wake up from a dream.
For years, Caitlin DiDonato and her husband Michael hoped for a little one. But Caitlin had fibroids and was told by doctors that she couldn't safely carry a baby. They suggested the couple use a surrogate.
She needed to be a mom. I knew that from the moment that we were, children playing dolls together, that she's meant to be a mom.
So Caitlin's longtime best friend and maid of honor stepped up and offered to carry the baby. The emergency room nurse at Lawrence and Memorial Hospital was already a mother of 2 children.
It was something that kind of sparked in my mind, like, oh, I could do that.
I am eternally and forever grateful for that offer.
The DiDonatos accompanied Casey to checkups during the pregnancy. The busy mom had terrible morning sickness and leaned on her husband Ryan for support.
It was very much a team decision without even having to talk, right? I mean, we were on the journey with them.
The birth and everything was just perfect.
Caitlin and Michael were also there when Casey delivered at her workplace, L&M.
The hospital was amazing. All the labor and delivery nurses were fabulous.
The first little cry of her voice, all 3 of us were, it's like a shock and tears, and it was magical, really.
It was just awesome, right? It was beautiful.
Now little Kay has a big family that surrounds her with love. She'll grow up understanding the beauty of friendship and generosity as exhibited by her namesake, Auntie KC.
Intense gratitude. So I just keep telling her thank you, but it's not enough.
Beautiful story. Now, Casey has had 3 C-sections now, so this was her last pregnancy. What a beautiful way to end her childbirth journey. Now we head to the kitchen. We are heading to Mary's Culinary class, where pizza is on the menu.
What are you making? Pizza! Pizza! A pizza!
After washing their hands and getting a reminder about caution in the kitchen.
We need to be super safe, right? We use knives in this class. Sometimes we use a butane burner.
These kids,
and then you're going to spread out your knuckles.
Ages 5 and up, begin crafting personal pizzas.
And you're going to do that motion underneath your pizza dough.
Stretching and kneading while smiling and chatting with neighbors.
Everyone comes in kind of the same, so we're all doing the same thing. No one's better than the next one.
Welcome to Mary's Culinary class, spearheaded by experienced chef and mom of 3, Mary Ampter, who grew up cooking Italian specialties alongside family members. Now she likes helping parents by giving their kids some skills.
When you're teaching your own kids to cook at home, it's so different, Plus you get the mess. Right. Like when they're here, they make the mess here.
Brother and sister Braden and Avery Dill have taken several sessions.
We're gonna do our cheese first.
And are tackling the pizza snowmen with ease.
Have you had fun at these classes?
Yes.
Do you meet people and?
Yeah, we meet new people.
The classes are definitely engaging. She makes it fun, she makes it exciting. There's always a theme that goes along with it.
Ampter also offers classes for kids with special needs, along with teens and senior citizens. She even lobs some pointers to this seasoned mom, maker of many meals.
I try and build confidence as much as I can, because that's a big part of cooking. But also I want them to feel proud of themselves. I want them to be happy when they leave, and go home and say, look what I made.
Classes last 2 hours and end with the kids enjoying the meal they made themselves. Ampter hopes she sparks interest in cooking and helping out. After all, making food means sharing love.
You're making people happy, and there's no beating that.
And coming up next on our Connecticut Families special, a look at the incredible young people making a difference right here in our state. We'll show you the idea behind the Medi Teddy and how the young woman who came up with it is thriving despite pandemic setbacks. Plus, a class of cozy blankets, the work to help small children getting blood transfusions. And an update on a West Haven father looking for a new kidney. Welcome back, everyone. Kids spreading kindness. Throughout the year, I've gotten to meet so many special young people making a big difference. First up, students at Woodstock Academy's Medical Club. Their cozy service project is inspired by a former student.
You safety pin it together so that way the pieces don't move as you cut the fleece.
Students from the medical club at Woodstock Academy are making cozy blankets.
And then you just cut about like 1 to 2 inch strips.
For small children getting blood transfusions.
And then double knot them together.
At UMass Memorial Medical Center in Worcester.
We made 14 blankets prior to the winter break, and the kids came in during community lunch, during after school.
It really feels good, and it really feels good to give back to the community.
But this service project is also personal, supporting an organization founded by 2019 graduate Ariel Johnson, who started Homemade Hugs after her own scary experience.
My freshman year of high school at Woodstock Academy, I was diagnosed with Addison's disease, which is an autoimmune disease. It's very rare.
Johnson believes her pediatric endocrinologist at UMass Medical saved her life. So she, along with her mom and grandmother, began making blankets as a way to say thank you and pay it forward.
I live, a normal life, and I'm grateful to give back.
The 22-year-old, now in grad school, has donated more than 500 blankets in 8 years.
It's something bigger than yourself, is looking beyond the quiet northeastern corner of Connecticut and thinking of others and helping others.
I feel like these blankets will bring a lot of comfort to those kids, and this helps show that we care about them.
Johnson hopes to grow the effort by also donating to the Pediatric Oncology Unit. It's a small gesture that goes a long way.
Having these blankets is just a small piece of happiness in a tough time.
From cuddly blankets to teddy bears of medicine, our next remarkable young lady came up with a product to help kids being treated with an IV. Despite having to change her product during the pandemic, her idea is still thriving.
I was in my room and I took a stuffed penguin and I cut out the back and hot glued some mesh on.
When we first met Ella Casano in 2019, she had created the Medi Teddy due to her own experience, being treated for a chronic platelet disorder. She created an adorable way to hide an IV bag, which is intimidating to kids.
During the pandemic, hospitals didn't really want to take plush products.
So 5 years later, her invention has changed, but is still thriving and making a difference. The silicone version can be easily cleaned and used for many patients.
This way the patient just sees the Medi Teddy through the front instead of a bag of chemo or blood or medication.
It can even sport a personal message.
It just makes it cute and personal.
Yeah.
Which then just wipes away.
In all 50 US states, 30 countries, we still get pictures and testimonials from parents, notes from them saying how much their patient loves their Medi Teddy.
Casano is currently on a fundraising mission so she can provide the Medi Teddies to families for free. The project has taught this recent high school graduate so much.
It's just been cool for me to see how the shipping works, how the orders come in, getting our patents, trademarks, copyright, stuff like that.
Despite all the upcoming changes, Casano plans to continue to grow her venture, making a scary time for small patients just a little bit easier.
I'm just happy to be able to continue to send Medi Teddies to patients who are going through so much. And I do hope that they just provide them some comfort, a little bit of a smile, things like that.
And now to another update on a very special story that we've been following for quite some time. A young dad in West Haven in search of a kidney. We first introduced you to him back in 2020. Now, an incredible update.
There were days when Yannick Napier didn't know what the future would hold.
I need to be there for both of them.
In 2020, this new father went public with his dire need for a new kidney. His dream, to someday teach his baby son Marley how to ride a bike. Then in 2022, after a 9-year wait,
It was a beautiful moment.
Yannick got a transplant, and slowly his dreams started to become reality.
I am over the moon with how positive our lives have changed just in the past 2 years.
Since we last saw this amazing family, Yannick and his longtime girlfriend Caitlin got married, with Marley by their side.
It was a day for the record books. It was insanely joyful.
And more good news. Yannick finally felt well enough to get a full-time job. Listen to this. He's now a patient care technician at a dialysis center, bringing his story full circle.
I figured I could be a physical representation that there is life past dialysis.
And that life is full of normal family time like fishing and laughing at the playground.
My daddy and mommy wants to play with the swings.
And look at this, Marley is working those training wheels thanks to his dad.
Not even if you're pedaling, you don't need to look down.
You gotta turn and watch out for the bumps.
I promise you, I can't thank God enough, and I can't, without tearing up, I can't count my blessings enough.
Counting blessings and paying them forward. Yannick hopes his story provides others with hope.
Just let things happen as they should naturally progress. And stay positive and stay dreaming, because they're definitely achievable. You make it to the finish line, keep going, keep going.
So nice. And Yannick even has more dreams of continuing to grow and pursue new opportunities in the medical field. Still ahead, a little bit of magic in Stafford Springs. We'll take you to the spot offering enchantment for the whole family. And restoring an icon of Long Island Sound, how a local family is saving a beautiful lighthouse. Welcome back now to our Connecticut Family Special. We are heading outdoors to some beautiful spots all across our state. First up, a true Connecticut gem in Litchfield and Morris. It aims to preserve land and get folks outside. We are headed to White Memorial Conservation Center for this Connecticut Families Report.
Our founders were invested in getting families out in nature.
4,000 acres of land, 40 miles of hiking trails. This is White Memorial Conservation Center, given to the state by brother-sister team Elaine and May White.
This is a 10,000-year hike through the property.
Director of Administration and Development Jerry Griswold shows off what was the Whites' summer home.
It's a state-of-the-art nature museum. So I think this is one of the greatest natural history museums, not only in Connecticut, but in the United States. It's a beauty.
See an eastern rat snake, an incredible beaver lodge, a fascinating honeybee hive, and a beautiful view of Bantam Lake.
We literally have royalty right in front of us right now. This diorama was painted by Perry Wilson. He was the father of diorama painting, so you're familiar with Perry's paintings from Yale Peabody, from the American Museum of Natural History.
The museum shows actual scenes from the property that then begged to be explored. This is the destination's most popular spot, a 1-mile loop called Little Pond Boardwalk.
There is no doubt in my mind that this is the place that really defines White Memorial.
The center offers a variety of programs for adults and kids alike. Check out Bats Count, a collaboration with the state studying a colony of big brown bats. A live stream invites everyone to become a citizen scientist.
And we hope we're going to get children and adults on board with this so that they will understand the significance of these animals.
Finally, a look at gorgeous Apple Hill, where the birds are singing and the air is clear.
And we're looking out over Bantam Lake, and Bantam Lake is Connecticut's largest natural lake. It's about 3 miles long and 25 feet deep.
Take advantage of this Connecticut gem. Find peace in nature.
There's no more beautiful place on earth than right here in Litchfield County. I truly believe we're so blessed to be here in Connecticut.
And turning now to a Rowayton family that wanted to give back to the community they care so much about. So they spearheaded the restoration of an iconic beacon, available now for all to see.
That's part of the romance, I think, is the beauty of the structures.
It sits a mile off Rowayton Shore, an icon in Long Island Sound.
It was built in 1902.
The Green Sledge Lighthouse, a spark plug design with New England flair.
The government has been selling the lighthouses for about 25 years now.
So in 2016, Tim Petty and his family bought this one at auction with the intent of sharing it with the public. At the time, it was in danger of crumbling into the water.
In the early 1930s, they placed these rocks here, these beautiful granite rocks, which were excavated from Radio City Music Hall.
Teddy embarked on a fundraising mission and a massive $2.3 million restoration project, fixing holes in the caisson, the foundation, and removing interior lead paint, returning personality to the exterior with an epoxy that's an inviting gumball red.
In July 2020, when the painting was done and the scaffolding came down, the community just lit up.
Now folks can visit, getting a glimpse of the New York City skyline behind the osprey nest.
Neat to have them as the residents of the island.
Yeah, they were here before us.
That's pretty cool.
Visitors see the classroom.
We're inviting local area organizations like Yukon, Sound Waters, the Maritime Aquarium. Come on in.
Bedrooms where families can spend the night, and the watch room.
This is where the keeper worked.
Climb to the top to gaze out to another lighthouse on Sheffield Island. Green's Ledge is off the grid, powered by these 11 solar panels.
They don't build lighthouses anymore.
Petty says the first 100 years were about protecting these waters, and the next 100 years is about sharing the lighthouse for education. Seeing it shine, he says, is a dream come true.
I did shed a tear a few weeks ago when the first students boarded. It was just the culmination of really 7 years of work. It made it all worthwhile.
Very nice spot. Now, you probably didn't know this, but Litchfield is home to one of the only collections of rare and endangered waterfowl in all of North America. We are heading to Ripley Waterfowl Conservancy.
We are the hidden gem of Litchfield. Just entering our gates is the wow factor.
There's a special spot down a bucolic road in Litchfield that's home to endangered birds.
Emperor geese are a species from Alaska.
Dedicated to boosting their populations in a setting that's natural and peaceful.
We have a 16-acre facility. Half of that is these large open fields like we're seeing here.
It's called Ripley Waterfowl Conservancy. Logan Connor is the director of aviculture.
The minute you walk into the conservancy, you're greeted by, 96 different species, all of them with their own personalities, with their own calls, with their own appearances.
After seeing incredible cranes, folks can stroll through the property alongside tundra swans in the pond.
In captivity, this is the only breeding pair in the United States.
And some extremely rare birds in the pheasantry.
All pheasants are from Asia.
The Conservancy works with all major zoos across the country. It's also putting birds once close to extinction back into the wild.
The Conservancy is actively breeding trumpeter swans and re-releasing them in Oregon.
Coming up on its 40th anniversary, the Conservancy invites visitors, young and old, to soak in this land and the mission to protect creatures that lift our spirits.
There's always children here, and they're definitely learning a lot. We want people to have the opportunity to come and express their interest and learn.
Next up in our trip down Connecticut Families memory lane, magic. There's a unique spot in Stafford Springs where you can embark on the enchanting activity of designing your very own magic wand. Walk through the doors at Orchardworks and find cinematic magic right here in Stafford Springs.
It's really become an attraction. People come from all over now. We've had customers come from Queens, come from New Jersey, Philadelphia.
Ed Barice made wands for his daughter's birthday party and never stopped. Now his studio/shop sells countless designs inspired by Disney, anime, and yes, Harry Potter.
It's a great story. It's a timeless story.
This father and woodworker also offers a custom experience.
Do you want something that's straight, square, triangular?
Where folks can design their own wand.
And what if I came in and said I was a Hermione fan?
And watch it being made.
We can do something like this.
Walk in the back and see wand makers at work and a vast array of wood, 150 varieties that make each creation unique and special.
Some of it is wood that we collect from the woods. We have a few friends around the world that can send us sticks from trees that we can't get locally.
There's also reclaimed wood put to good use. I choose hemlock for a personal reason.
Is that hemlock?
I didn't make it up.
Oh, yeah.
That's hemlock.
I grew up on Hemlock Hill.
Had this piece for 10 years at least.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. Just sitting here waiting for you.
Bryce goes to work, a master of his craft, sanding and shaping until the branch transforms into a work of art.
This piece of wood had a bend in it.
The natural curves and twists are really fun to try and work right.
Then he fires up a burner to 400 degrees and embarks on etching meticulous details.
So now we can do some vines on it.
The creation is polished and the end result, enchanting.
It's gorgeous. I love it.
The magic is in making people happy and getting to bring people's childhood dream to life.
An experience conjuring imagination and joy, charming all wizards, big and small.
The look that they get when I hand them their magic wand and they know they've got this bespoke, amazing piece, it never fails, every single time.
That was really fun. Now, if you can't get to the shop, you can also catch some of those wands at all sorts of trade shows and conventions. Still ahead on the water or the slopes, we'll show you the group offering adaptive sports for all seasons, plus the unique exhibit at the Medi Teddy Museum. Welcome back, everyone. Now, adaptive sports for all seasons. From the slopes to the water, Summit Adaptive is offering something for everyone.
It's a day on the water where everyone can thrive.
This goes beyond a sport. It's social connectedness, it's physical fitness.
Summit Adaptive Sports started on the slopes of Ski Sundown.
At the end of the ski season, we'd get sad faces, like, what am I gonna do now, until winter again.
So founder Karen Cook expanded her effort.
Remember how to hold your paddle.
Partnering with Collinsville Canoe and Kayak.
That's it.
For inclusive fun on calm waters of the Farmington River. She was inspired by her son to pair volunteers with participants to show that anyone can do anything with a little assistance.
We pick sports that are outdoors. That's one of our big goals, is just to get people outdoors.
21-year-old Laura Robichaud heads out into the water with several coaches in a kayak with modifications, like these pontoons that increase stability. Her paddle has a yellow side and a green side, so coaches can give direction if need be.
They teach me how to pedal harder. We now have a great paddleboard that will hold a wheelchair.
This demonstration shows how the chair is safely secured to the board, which has room for the athlete and a volunteer.
Especially on the water, it really gives a lot of peace, mindfulness.
She's now encouraging me to get out there with her.
And are you gonna do it?
I'm sure gonna do it.
Laura's mom, Joan, loves to see her daughter's big smile. These afternoons are a beautiful show of support, joy, and ability.
I want to keep kayaking again.
No way. How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel happy.
She can't get enough of it, life and getting out there and being busy. This is just one more vehicle to do that.
And in the fall, Summit Adaptive Sports offers mountain biking and disc golf. Well, there is a first of its kind exhibit at the Medi Teddy Museum. Take a look at the beautiful works of art from artists living with autism.
They're free to be happy.
Words describing a movement.
They're free to be the artists who they are.
A mindset that's now brought to life on the walls of a museum. This is Free to Be, an exhibit featuring artists on the autism spectrum.
We have individuals who are nonverbal, non-speaking, that created this artwork. And you see their expression in their artwork, they say a lot.
Helen Taylor spearheaded this effort in honor of her son, Chase, who writes and illustrates books about the letter critters. She aims to create opportunities for young adults with autism while showing the world what they can do.
They all have some type of gift. We have to take the time out to understand what that gift is.
It's definitely telling their story. A lot of them are reflected in their art that they're creating. A lot of them are subject matters that they really enjoy.
Director of Education Jason Foberg wants the community to feel that they're part of the fabric of this museum. Opening night of the exhibit was emotional. 35 artists are showing their work.
Overwhelmed by not only seeing the artists, the parents. They were so appreciative. They were so happy.
It feels good to bring out what I like to do and just do show off my artwork.
Chase contributed a design of his characters. Others created tapestries and landscapes. The exhibit showcases talent, pride, and ability.
I want people to know that they're different, not less, and to understand and appreciate who they are and accept them for who they are, and always give them opportunities to be who they are. They need us. They need us.
And getting a haircut can be very difficult for someone with autism, but a woman in Avon has found a niche, helping kids and adults feel comfortable in the salon.
So just like a little bit off?
Now Rachel Marks looks forward to a trip to the salon.
I actually learned to love my hair.
But that's a big change from years ago.
When she was little, and I took her to other people for haircuts, and she would scream and yell.
Oh, that's so cute.
So Sally Larson worked with Rachel, as she's worked with countless others with autism, at her business, Cuts for Peanuts. She sort of fell into this niche in the 1990s, when the spectrum was not well known.
It was really just starting to come out, and I had clients that were coming in, and a lot of them were really struggling.
This mom of two started reading and researching, learning from her clients as they came along.
I meet them where they are. So I had a client a couple weeks ago, she couldn't come into the salon. So I cut her hair out on the bench out in the hallway. It's hard, it's not an easy thing to do, but gaining their trust is the most important thing. So the haircuts might not come out perfect at the beginning, but the trust is there.
Jacob Paulsgrove, now 16, got his very first cut with Larson. It was just the beginning.
She's been taking my haircuts for like years, so probably to the point I can't even remember how many years and how many times she's done it.
There's definitely a need, and she is filling it.
How do you feel when you see that child acclimate? It must be a real sense of pride.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
That emotion is very real. Larson says her clients are friends and that it's a privilege to watch them grow.
I'm very lucky to do what I do, and I love what I do.
A one-of-a-kind eatery has opened in connection with Rocky Hill High School, providing job training for students with disabilities.
Someday, Jared Sullivan hopes to become a car mechanic. And right now, he's learning job skills at a place that's all about ambitions.
It's more than a cafe, it's an experience.
Welcome to the Dream Cafe, a brand new eatery providing training for young adults with disabilities.
I love being here. Everybody's just so nice and so chill. Even the music that we have playing is chill.
There's no real roadmap as to kind of doing this. There are independent models out there doing similar things, but nothing associated with a district.
This is the first cafe of its kind connected to a school district. The Dream Cafe is an offshoot of Rocky Hill High School's Dream Academy, the transition program for students with special needs. Chairman of the Board of Education, Stephen Slattery, says this was 3 years in the making.
It had universal board support, universal town support.
The atmosphere is wonderful. It gives you just a warm feeling of contributing and belonging.
On this weekday morning, the place is packed. Mayor Lisa Murata says Rocky Hill is proud to push the envelope.
I hope everyone comes here and sees just how phenomenal these kids are and what contributors they are.
Oh, there are some good options like the monster cookie, chocolate chip cookie, or even a banana bread / apple cake.
So far, these students love the food and the experience.
Like serving the customers and stuff and cleaning the tables.
It's all about providing a future for these students once they leave the program at 22 years old. They are working hard and dreaming big.
The dream is to have all of these students, and all of our students, frankly, but all of these students, particularly with this project, live as productive and successful lives as they can.
Currently, this place is growing, and I'd like to see it grow more.
Organizers hope other school districts will study their model. The Dream Cafe is open Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Still ahead, a bookshop dedicated to helping students of all abilities find their voice. And youth in Hartford impacted by violence, learning job skills and giving back. Welcome back, everyone. Students of all abilities are learning work skills at a unique bookshop in Madison that is dedicating to helping others find their voice.
We had a whole bunch of books donated
from the Guilford Library.
So students like Cisco Keys from the Guilford Transition Academy are getting the books ready to be sold alongside a job coach.
I scan books and go outside.
It's a new program at Sid's Book Shack, a nonprofit with an incredible mission.
All of the books are donated, and the proceeds go to help those that don't have a voice.
The shop is named for Meredith Daggett's daughter, who is nonverbal and on the autism spectrum. Pictures of Sid and her twin sister adorn the walls.
Hello, I am Sydney from Sid's Book Shack.
The 20-year-old has used a tablet to speak since the 2nd grade.
She tells jokes on it, she gets every need met, she joins in on conversations.
The Sunny store sells gently used books. Most look brand new, along with fun mugs, t-shirts, bags, and jewelry. Since it opened, it's been a hit with a ton of support from the community.
We decided we are at a place in our life where we want to be happy. Money doesn't matter, we just want to be happy, and we want our daughters to be happy and their friends to be happy.
The happiness is palpable, especially when the students are here, learning and growing.
It's so awesome to see these kids start from not knowing certain skills to the skill level that they're at right now, and just to see their self-esteem, and we're very, very proud of them.
Want to smile? Just head into Sid's to find a good read and a dose of inspiration.
The best place.
It's the best place?
Yeah.
It's a very nurturing environment, very inclusive environment. We love coming here every day. Doesn't get better than that.
So nice. Now, Hartford youth who were impacted by violence are now working in a food pantry, learning job skills while giving back. I take you to St. Francis Hospital for this Connecticut Families report.
They give us a task usually, and then from that task, I start from the top, go down.
These young men are stocking the shelves of the Joan Dauber Food Pantry at St. Francis Hospital, helping others as a way to help themselves.
This is a career development. It's getting me on the right path to success, I would say.
This is the Training for Employment Program, or TEP, offered by Compass Youth Collaborative, based in Hartford.
Our relationship with Compass actually started in the emergency department.
When the youth are there after being impacted by violence.
Compass is our partner that responds at bedside to these youth and enrolls them into their program to help them start to get reconnected to their community.
Participants work alongside peace builders like Mike Anderson.
Put them over here.
Who is trained in cognitive behavioral therapy and can remind the youth of their goals and values when they get off track.
Every day is a challenge. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. You just got to redirect them.
We want to show them the skills that they need in order to be successful, and that there's nothing that they can do to get kicked out of this program.
The program meets a need for the pantry as well, which was low on volunteers.
They are a godsend. They come in, they work, they are learning the soft skills here.
It makes me smile, wake up early and have a thing to smile about helping somebody.
It's all about building relationships and trust, giving youth like Jayshawn Wallace and Luther Nolan a safe place to fail and then succeed.
Gave me more options, thinking inside and outside the box, looking at life differently and things like that.
From day one until now, I've seen a huge jump in the progress of the youth.
Pretty amazing. Now, the youth there are on a 3-month rotation at the food pantry. Compass is looking to make more relationships like that one at St. Francis to also teach young adults retail and kitchen skills. And just ahead, how would you like to cuddle a little goat? We'll show you the Barn Babies program being offered at one local farm. Welcome back, everyone. Visit a hidden gem in Hartford that offers unique exhibits and programs highlighting our state's history. I take us to the Connecticut Museum of Culture and History in this Connecticut Families report.
The goal of the museum is just to make people more aware of where they come from.
Become an amateur historian at the Connecticut Museum of Culture and History, which explores 400 years of the state's past, starting in 1600.
We really just try to highlight a lot of different stories of Connecticut. I think a lot of times people aren't aware of just how many stories there are in Connecticut and how many people and products have come from here.
Youth and Family Programs Manager Katerina Mazikine begins our tour in the Inspire Center, a hands-on space where families can be creative.
We show them objects from our collection and then we encourage them to use those as inspiration to then invent something new.
The museum, originally called the Connecticut Historical Society, is a Smithsonian affiliate. Its building, once an inventor's home, is listed on the National Register of Historic Places and features beautiful green space for outdoor events.
We are in the Richard Scarry Book Nook of our exhibition called Connecticut's Bookshelf.
This exhibit focuses on local authors like Scarry, who based his classic Busy Town on Ridgefield. Here, folks see vintage comic books and more, and can even partake in story times twice a month.
So we are standing in the colonial kitchen of one of our exhibits called Making Connecticut.
This cool spot allows children to dress up in colonial clothes and learn about hearth cooking in a one-room cabin.
Play is important for kids, but it's also important for adults. And so we really try to encourage the parents and the older siblings to also get involved in the interactive spaces.
And the auditorium also delights visitors of all ages, showing the largest collection of tavern signs in all of New England.
These tavern signs range from early 1700s all the way through the 1800s.
So plan a trip to this hidden gem, open Tuesday through Sunday, for a trip back in time through our familiar surroundings.
It really is just a great place to come. You can learn different things. You can picnic on our grounds. There's a lot of different ways to enjoy the space here.
Switching gears now to, I'm sorry guys, that was me. Can I count down? Yeah, go ahead. In 3, 2, and 1. An activity for everyone, seniors through toddlers. A Southington farm offers a new Barn Babies program where you can cuddle a little goat.
Hi guys, come on Rosewell, come on in.
Since opening Bradley Mountain Farm a few years ago, Annalise Dadris keeps thinking of ways to share her oasis.
There's a lot of things you can do when you want to interact with animals.
Now folks can hang out with these cute and curious little critters.
Here's a girl. You can say hi to her.
During a new experience,
here's our twin
with an appropriate name.
This is Barn Babies, where we're going to go into their environment and meet them with their moms. It makes them very relaxed because they're not, they're in their own house.
The babies are teeny, adorable, and unpredictable.
They're very chill compared to dogs. They're much more cuddly. They like to sit with you. They like to just be.
They join a herd of about 40 that lives in harmony in this Southington barnyard.
I have 3 babies on me.
Yes,
my hair.
and yes, they love humans' hair. It's actually kind of like a binky for them.
These little goats will grow to take part in strolls, yoga, and Van Gogh painting, all of the many programs offered at this bucolic destination.
We also have an overnight where you can actually sit by the campfire, do a little activity at night, and then wake up in the morning to the goats and the chickens.
Dadris hopes visitors leave feeling both joyful and relaxed.
I want them to remember what it was like, and I also want to give them a good feeling. And I think the goats do. They just love you unconditionally. Start with yoga.
That was really cute. Now, helping parents with a child in the hospital. Coming up in our final story tonight, the local couple making sure families are fed, even during the hardest of times. Welcome back, everyone. Now, inspired by their daughter's experience, a North Haven couple recently started a nonprofit to address a need for parents staying with a critically ill child in the hospital. Take a look at their Feeding Families Foundation.
3-year-old Harper Dorman plays with her toys with a big smile on her face. But just a year ago, the little girl wasn't acting quite like herself.
She would sweat at night. She would
wasn't really eating. She was more tired than usual.
After being told it was just a virus, Harper's parents trusted their instincts and got a second opinion. For Sam and Jeff Dorman, emotions are still raw.
Tried to get through. Like 4:30, she called and said that the doctor called and said you have to drop what you're doing and rush.
They were told she had leukemia. Sam was pregnant with another daughter at the time.
It's devastating. Your life stops. It's a surreal moment. Your whole world has just changed.
Suddenly, they were in the hospital for 9 nights, followed by many more, learning how to care for a sick child who immediately started chemotherapy. While there, the Dormans noticed a void. Parents must pay for their meals, which are vitally important to their physical and mental health.
Sam said to me, well, you had always said that, you felt you could handle a lot of this after getting food.
So once Harper's condition stabilized, the Dormans decided they wanted to make something positive out of their traumatizing experience. They raised $15,000 to start the Feeding Families Foundation, which will soon be offering the Parent Plate program, giving moms and dads free food at Yale New Haven Children's Hospital, where Harper was treated.
It's amazing, really, what these kids go through and just how resilient they are. And
it's really inspiring. She has no idea how strong she is.
Harper now has no detectable disease, but she continues to be closely monitored. Her parents are excited to grow their effort, perhaps in other hospitals, giving parents one less thing to worry about when times are tough.
It's a small thing, and if we can do it, we want to do it.
So many amazing and inspiring people here today. Thank you so much for joining us as we highlighted these incredible stories, special families that make Connecticut a wonderful place to live. I'm Sarah Cody. Thank you so much for watching.